Um, my name is Imran Adan, and I'm from Somalia. And I decided to have this meeting or video project because it's really important to me that I need to find out the answers. Do you think it's hard to get to know a Finnish person?
For me, it isn't, but I know that it's for many people. But I'm not saying that to get to know a Finnish person, but it's a question of personality. I think totally.
All right.
Not matter if it's Finnish or Colombian.
Yes. For me, it's like sometimes it really is like, wow, this culture is like built upon silence sometimes, and I enjoy that. I can respect that, but it's like walking on tapestry a bit, like to get from your communication to the other person's communication. It's like a trip to be made.
I slightly agree with you. When I was younger, I've been traveling a lot. After 6 months, I was coming back from hitchhiking Europe, around Europe, and then I came back and, come by boat to Finland and to meet those Finns in the boat, in the ship. You think, what the hell is happening? They're so slow. Why don't they move? Go on. And then if you start talking, then it takes like 5 or 10 minutes before you get an answer.
Yeah.
So it can feel like it's not so easy, but
Yeah, I think it's not maybe so difficult, but it is slow.
yeah.
So you need to meet a person so many times
Yeah.
before you start saying hi, and so many times again before you start asking how are you. But I don't know if you need like special skills. You just need to be super patient.
You've been working with the immigrants for a while now.
Yes, because I'm a language teacher, and I've studied foreign languages, foreign to Finns, like English and German, and I've also studied Finnish, and therefore I'm teaching Finnish to immigrants with the language teaching methods.
And what are the challenges that you go up against working with the immigrants, especially?
They seem to have the idea, or they seem to think that Finnish is difficult, and I don't think it is.
Well, it is difficult still for me to learn. Maybe it might be that I might be hard-headed or something like that.
The thing is that a few friends of mine, they've asked me a question, and they said that it seems like that the girls are more easier to be friends with an immigrant than the guys. So they want to know like what's up with the guys, like how come they don't want to be friends, or is there something that's like holding them, like what are the reasons that we have the wall, especially in between the guys, the Finnish guys. So is there something you guys could probably help me out with that?
Boys, young men, the world is a little different, and they are thinking more like, they're not so open than as girls. Like I was born in a small place in North Finland.
Yeah.
And from that small village where I was born, all the girls went away to see the world.
Yeah.
And I was the only guy. Other guys are still there.
I had this idea that in general, guys get to know each other and make friends, like in football teams or in hobbies, and doing something together instead of just chatting and talking.
Yeah.
And about that, it seems, at least what I've seen is that Finnish people in general, but also guys, like to teach about their culture. They're so psyched about someone being interested in this small culture of ours.
Yeah.
They're always like, okay, so in the sauna we have this löylynheittäjä. And it's very important that the löylynheittäjä is the guy who takes the löyly as well. It's really funny to like observe this guy who really doesn't know much English, but he just wants to go about it.
The thing is that this is my second home. It's my second home. Like I grew up here, I've been here 8 years, and this is really a great place to live. But it's just that we're not using our brains in the right way. Everyone is like running somewhere or trying to push people away, and really, it's kind of lonely. Sometimes you might need a friend, you might need someone, and getting to know your neighbors or someone that you see on the street. That could be something easier.
I'm trying to understand something. Me living here, I kind of feel like that I'm being pressured to only learn the language and the culture. And I believe that it's not both ways where we learn from one another.
Yeah, right. You have the feeling that you sort of have to put your own culture and your own language into the background.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really bad.
Because I kind of feel that I have to do everything
the Finnish way,
the Finnish
like
way.
Finns do.
Yes.
A friend of mine told me that he goes to school, and there's also an older guy there. He's probably 60, older even than the teacher. And he came to me and he was like, "Do I look like a child?" And then I was like, "What? Why are you asking me? You're a grown man. You have a beard. Why would you ask me here?" And then he says, "No, the teacher is being rude." And I said, "How?" She keeps saying shush, and that's really something to fight for. And I'm like, "Please don't fight with her. Just tell her like, hey, that's rude. Don't do that." That's the kind of thing that we have difference in culture.
Yeah.
Like when you say shush, you only say that to a child who's being disobedient. Then you kind of start to go like shh and that kind of thing. When you keep just shushing everybody, then the people will think that you're rude. And that's one of the things that will start to drive you crazy is that, you want me to learn your culture and your language, but you're not willing to learn mine.
It should be both ways, 50-50. It's not just
Yes, and
take.
yes, and for most people it is nice to get things and nice to receive things from others, but for most people it is also a pleasure to give things to others. I understand your feeling.
Often Finnish people, they really want to teach you, like, okay, here in Finland we do, like you said about this löylynheittäjä thing, and often like advise people. So it's like we advising you, not talking about what's your happy to do this and that.
Yeah, and I think that there's quite a lot of this kind of speaking and teaching to people who come here. Like, okay, here in Finland we don't talk to neighbors. Or
Don't
we
walk
don't-
with many people together.
Yeah, we don't talk to people in bus stops. And at the same point, we complain that it's lame and we should
Exactly.
do that. But we are not like ready to learn it from people who come from places where it's more natural and they could show us how to make it.
And the thing I really don't appreciate is that if someone does anything, for example, if I do commit a crime, I don't want anybody to be held accountable for. Not all the Muslims or Somali or immigrants. I did it myself.
Yes.
It's not like we had a meeting, like I brought all Muslims from around the world and we just sat in a big table and we were like, okay, Imran, we will sacrifice you now. You go and commit the crime. No, I did that on my own. I didn't include anybody.
You remember the incident that happened in Turku?
Yes.
The incident that happened in Turku, that's really something that has been in my mind a lot. All the immigrants who've been here before me, 20 years or more, are even questioning everything. Like, what's going on? That guy committed a crime. He hurt an innocent woman. He killed a woman. For what? We don't know. But what he did, he made now everybody scared of one another. So that's something that really kind of put the wall even more bigger than it already is.
Well, it's really sad that it happened, and I don't know whether it was a mental problem or terrorism, but it's something that happens also by Finns, and we should always remember that in every country there are the good and the bad, and then there's a I start crying when I talk about these things.
I understand. It's really a tough thing. It's really a tough thing for all of us to deal with.
Yes, and when I think that these things happen more in other countries, so it's really sad. And I wish all you guys welcome to Finland.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We are welcomed. Really, it's a beautiful place to be, but it's just that we have a different people, and they don't want to welcome people.
Yes.
Most of them.
Everyone used to tell me that I feel safe here. Like, you're safe here, no one's gonna harm you. And then somewhere in 2015, or was it 16? I don't remember exactly. I got attacked. I started to work for Amnesty for door to door. I came out of the building and I saw 4 guys. My brain was telling me go the other way around. But I had to go the other way because I had to go see the next building. And I went the direction that they were. They stood in front of me and they started questioning me. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. One of them pushed me into the ground and somehow I was out for a few minutes. And then when I woke up, they were pissing on me and pouring alcohol in my head. And then at that moment, I kind of said that maybe this was a mistake, coming to Finland. And the funny thing was that I watch a lot of movies, especially the CSI movies and the FBI, criminology, that kind of thing. And I have this chip in my hand for the diabetes that we use a sensor, and then it has the machine. And then while they were talking, and I was trying to figure out a way how I can get out of this situation. And I told them that I work for the police, and if my heart stopped, they will recognize and they will come and get you, and they will know where I am. And then I showed them the machine, but they were drunk, so they fell for it, and then they ran. And then I called my boss and I said, this happened, and he said, okay, call the police, and then that kind of thing. But really, I felt it so humiliated. I felt it like I don't belong here. But in a way, that didn't stop me. Like, it didn't stop me to be part of this society. I don't want to just give up based on one incident. Being part of this society, sometimes it's challenging, especially based on my history. And I'm an open-minded person who would like to give everyone a fair share, to get to know the person, who they are, where they're from, the culture, and that kind of thing, and try to build something out of that. But sometimes I regret, like, don't do it. You will regret. You will feel somehow hurt out of all of this. But I'm glad I did it. And it made me understand that not everyone is the same.
Yes.
when I was in Lukio, in high school, like way back, I already had this feeling that I have to defend the immigrants and like all the people in the world. So, and then I had many arguments with the class with those guys who went behind the school and smoke after every hour, like those who were really against, like those. Well, you know who I mean. Yeah. Not bullies, but the tough guys who want to, and who were opposite everything new and everything from aboard, and like so. All the time we argued about it, and then maybe 10 years later, I saw one of these guys in the bar, and he came to say, especially he came at me like, you know what, you were right. Not all the black people are bad. And he told me how he had this new job and he went abroad and get to know some people from other countries, just simply as that. And he was so happy that, that was true, he was saying. And what it needed, it was only to have a personal contact, to know someone by name and talk to this person. So every individual has the responsibility. Like, for example, 2 years ago or something, I went to the reception center for the first time. I've never had any friends from Middle East or anywhere. Of course, I had prejudice, but it didn't stop me going there. So it should not stop anyone. Like if you have prejudice, you just find out are they wrong or are they right.
Sure. Even for me, it was like that. It was really awkward for me.
Yes.
Because when I got the volunteer job there, I was questioning myself, like, should I go there or not? And I was saying, I'm already safe, so why should I meddle in people's business? The first day I kind of acted, not rude, but myself. I was just being me and quiet and looking at everybody like, okay. Because there were like 200, almost 300 people there. And it just reminded me being back home again. Like you're seeing all the Somalis and everybody there. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen this in years. And it started to look like really kind of odd. But then I got to know them and really, it shocked me.
Yeah.
Really, it shocked me so bad. I was like, wow, these are not the people that I thought they would be. Like they would not be this friendly, they would not be this fun to be around. At the end of the day, you might be from different religion, from different culture, different skin color, eye color, hair color. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like we all have the same thing that we have, but just in different way. And I don't know what else to say after this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I thank you.
Thank you. You're really someone who inspired me in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Because when I first saw you in Lehtela, you were teaching language there. And I was kind of questioning myself that, wow, like why would she want to teach the new people? Like,
Oh, I was paid for it.
okay. You're really a special person. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Everything always comes to this sentence that this one Iraqi man said to me. I was just sitting there and he walked by and said, cultures are different, but people are not, and continued. And it's like, I rest my case. So, always, okay, there's many things that the government can do and should not be doing, but in the end, it's always individuals.
Individuals, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. What else do you guys want to talk about? Or
What else you want to talk about? And maybe we should stop